whatever limits you think there are, and for whatever reasons, you might have quite legitimate reasons for your limits, but I promise you there's a way around it. Like, because there'll be someone who's had such a similar experience but seen it in a different way and dealt with it in a different way that you'll understand that might not be the way you need to do it, but what you'll understand is, like, the name of the game is like opening people's minds to different ideas.
Join the journey, stay for a while.
Hey there, welcome back to KohPhanCast. Another Friday, another episode. I got a good one for you today. Today I'm having my good friend Victor Jones. Victor used to be a bare-knuckle fighter. He's a trainer. He has a weed shop here on the island. And the whole energy, the whole vibe of this dude is just straight on 100% ruthless kind of explosiveness that you don't see so often. We dove into his childhood, memories, fights, life lessons. Check it out. Welcome back to KohPhanCast. Please, guys, for me, like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, all over social media. Thank you so much. And we're ready to roll.
Yeah, ready to rock and roll,
Thank
baby.
you so much, bro, for doing this.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I try as much as I can to start this with a compliment to my guests, and I know you for a couple of years now, and in my eyes you've always been like, how would I say it, that the embodiment of ecstasy, you know. I see you and you're walking, you always seems like you're going somewhere, you have something to do, you're up to something, you have intention in your walk, in your energy. Like, I know that I meet you usually around 7:30 in the morning when I start my workout. I see how you train people, and like, I'm getting full of energy, you know. To be able to have this amount of energy around 7 o'clock in the morning, bro. Like, tell me, let's start with the base. Like, where does it come from? Like, who are you, bro? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. What a lovely compliment. That's a really nice thing. A little bit closer?
Just a little bit.
Just there. Gotcha.
Easy.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure,
what a lovely compliment. Where does the energy come from, or what's the question?
Tell me a little bit about your background, who you are. Like, have you ever been always been that much of like an explosive guy? Yeah,
I've always had energy for days. It's ever since I was little, as in wee little. I don't. I get tired. Don't get me wrong. Like, you get tired, body aches, and all the rest of it. But I don't. It was never. I've always had it in my head that I'll sleep when I need to sleep, and if I'm like, so the 8 hours, no, thank you. If I have 8 hours, I feel like I'm losing the day. I think it's more to do with. I probably grew up stressed all the time, so I always had to be somewhere.
Yeah, you think the energy comes from stress?
Not fully from stress.
Yeah.
I was born in 1982, and so I was conceived in 1981, and my mum didn't know she was pregnant, and she put weight on, so she went to the doctors and got slimming tablets. And at the time in England, in like 1981, slimming tablets was medicated speed. So for like the first 2 months, I think, of me growing, she was taking like 3 speed tablets a day. So I think I got hardwired with a load of energy, and then once she realised she was pregnant, she stopped taking them, and then she smoked like weed to like sleep and all the rest of it.
So we balanced it.
I think so. And what that resulted in me was like, I just endless energy. Like, I've run around, like I say, ever since I was little, and still to this day I can't, you know, I'm can't stop. I've got too much juice. And I like smoking. When I found smoking weed, it was like, oh, this is.
When did you find it?
I think I was 14.
Oh, really?
14, 15. Yeah, I just started working I didn't have a great time at school, so I just took jobs as early as possible. And I started working in the kitchen. It's been like a little sous chef, and like learning. And the guy who had the restaurant, he was like proper old school stoner. And again, this is a long time ago, so there wasn't, like, weed wasn't a thing. It was hash back then.
Yeah.
And then I'm in the kitchen one night, and it's like halfway through a shift, guy walks in. Oh, this looks super cool guy, like, who the fuck's that guy? Walks in, he just pulls out this Tupperware box, opens like the tin foil, and it's weed. And I've only ever seen it in movies. So then bang, that's straight on that. Got some weed, started smoking, and honestly, from the first time I properly smoked, I remember the first joint I smoked, I white-eyed for about 40 minutes. My friends, I had a little bit older friends. They used to smoke toots, like bongs. You know, like pipe bongs, like dirty. Right. So they used to smoke them, and when I was younger, I was like, I wanted to be an athlete. I wanted to be a ball player, like play basketball. So I didn't drink, didn't do drugs, didn't do anything. But I watched, like I was obsessed with American culture, so I watched a lot of American movies. And one day I'm sat around with all my friends, like my older friends, and one of them rolls a joint for the first time. Never seen someone roll a joint. He rolls a joint, and I said, "Oh, could I have a go on that?" And the room stopped, and they were like, "You smoking a joint?" "Yeah, cool, man." And I'm like, "Yeah, sound." I was like 2 puffs, 3 puffs. I'm smoking like a cigarette, like pulling it right in, and then they just see me going. So one of them helps me downstairs, lays my feet out in the back garden, and I just lay there. And I remember it was the best roller coaster I'd ever been on in my life. Like I just floated for 45 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, from then on, it's really smoking helps more me physically. Like I need to like my body feels like it wants to move all the time. So I smoke and my body calms down. Doesn't do a lot for my brain. My brain's always just running at 1,000 miles
so
an
like
hour.
the psychoactive part of the weed, because I know myself that if I will smoke before the hour of like 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, I'm basically fucked, you know, like I cannot talk to anyone. My mind is completely like irritated, like everyone is talking about me. I'm super, bro.
I mean, it's horses for courses there. It's not for everybody.
You know?
And as well, there's like an infinite number of strains that do different things to each person. Like each person reacts differently to each weed. But it's for some, it's just not weed's not particularly for them. But yeah, sure. I smoke from... I wake up at 6 every day. Like when the sun comes up, I wake up. That kind of started here, I think, just because the temperature changed.
For me as well.
Yeah, it's just bang.
6 a.m.
I'm up. I'm up and ready. And me, I can't lay. I don't do laying in. If I wake up, I'm up. And I just get up and I'm good to go. So I wake up at 6. I'll make myself a coffee, and I'll have a joint. I'll have a joint and coffee first thing, and then usually, like not often, not usually, but often, I'm in the gym at 7 with a client.
How long did you have the shop?
Shop's been a year, coming up a year. Oh no, I think it is a year now. We've had the shop. It's been open for like 4 months, 5 months.
And what's the name of it for
guys
to check you out?
It's called Nowhere in Hadrin. It's on Sunset Road.
Sunset Road, Nowhere. I'm going to put the link down.
Nice.
For sure, bro.
Yeah, it's a smoking lounge with pool table, clothing store as well, because I make clothing.
Yeah, you have a brand.
Let's
talk a little.
I wear, try and only wear my stuff, really. I've got a brand, it's called Keith. It's like a subtle smoking brand. It's like, I like that I smoke weed and I like being part of the weed community, but I don't want cannabis leaves on my t-shirt or Bob Marley or Snoop Dogg. It's just not that's not
that's
what I like.
Too general.
Yeah, it's just too obvious. Whereas I got a lot of friends who smoke who don't advertise that they smoke. You know what I mean? But they're still part of the culture. They still like it. So Keith's more like a subtle smoker's brand. And to be honest, it just come about because I couldn't get the t-shirts I wanted. It's in England. It was difficult to get a good shape of t-shirt. Get good quality t-shirt, but no shapes. And then here, when I moved here, it's even worse. Here, it's like you can't to find quality clothing in this place. It's nightmare.
Almost impossible.
So I've made clothing as Keith since 2014, and then I stopped. I've had my periodic stops where I've had to move country or whatever, and then you've got to find new suppliers and whatever. So I stopped for about, or even before I come here, I hadn't done much. Anyway,
how long are you here now?
This is coming on for moving into year 6.
Year 6, that's crazy. It's like, think about how different was the situation with cannabis when you were young and right now. Like, I think there must be like 150 weed shops on this small island,
it's
you know?
a wild amount of
How is the
places to buy
saturation
weed.
for your shop? Do you feel like that?
it's the weed industry here I'll speak for obviously I'll speak for KohPhanCast.
Yeah.
The weed industry in the island's difficult because there's every 100 yards there's a weed shop, and then every 20 yards you can buy weed.
Yeah.
So it's not just the weed shops. The mechanics sell joints. Everywhere sells weed. There's a weed counter in every cafe, restaurant. Well, not every, but most.
Almost every.
Yeah, almost every.
Yeah. Even the gym we go to has a little cans of weed
exactly.
over there.
We can buy weed at the gym, It's
like
so
mental.
The way that our shop's done well is, the reality is we just have the best weed. Like we make sure we only buy premium weed, and the other side of it is we don't charge too much. Whereas the weed we have, if other people have got weed similar to us, they won't have the strains we have because we've got our own farm. But if they have similar strains or similar quality, their prices will be double what we charge by a long shot. And if good luck paying under 1,000 anywhere else, like Samui, Bangkok, for the quality weed we have. That's the only way that we've survived, because that's what has to make the difference out here. Because there's so much of everything and the quality's so low. If you offer like a legitimate service of something that's real, so like good quality or really high quality weed at a reasonable price, then it's a no-brainer. Like, we don't have lots of customers. Hadrin's a ghost town, like an absolute ghost town. People don't understand what it's like to have a business in Hadrin. It's like you can go easily a week with no customers, because it's just you'll see people, but they're not there to, like, a place like Hadrin, because it's so sparse now. Since before COVID, Hadrin was popping. Restaurants were good. There was always somewhere to go to. The beach was always music every single night. COVID hit, fair enough. They got rid of it. They stopped all of that. But now what we're left with is the bare bones of like the coolest place to hang of an evening. Like every night Cactus would be on. All right, they played they played the same playlist for 3 years. Okay, but you were guaranteed like anywhere from 20 to 200 people any night of the week.
Bro.
It was bad. It was thumping. You'd get your little fire show, cheap drinks, everyone having a good time. And now what happens? We're at the shop 7 days a week. We talk to everybody, or we try to talk to everybody. We definitely say hello to everybody, that's for sure. But the main thing that people come and say now, like the overall thing that they say, is like, when does it start here?
Yeah, like what's...
And don't get me wrong, this is at full moon time as well. So it'll be 2 days before full moon. The place is still a ghost town, but there'll be people turning up, and then those people will be like, so when does things start happening here? And it's like, well, never. And
pretty much,
and like full moon, it'll be popping from like 6 o'clock, but pre that it's like this. And it used to be different. Like full moon used to be like a week. It used to be 5 days.
I remember those.
It was 2 days
ones
before, the day of, and 2 days after. And they used to have, you would have things like five-a-side football, volleyball tournaments, beauty contests. You'd have wet boxing, so you'd be up to your waist in water with boxing gloves, tooth-rang, knocking the bollocks out of each other. You'd have mad stuff going, like not mad stuff, you'd have fun stuff going on. And what happened during that time is the holiday makers would meet other holiday makers, and they would talk and they'd say, well, where are you going for full moon? Or what are you doing? I've heard about this place, I've heard about that place. So then that's how they would like arrange their full moon. So by full moon night, you know where you're starting, you know where you're headed, and if you all get lost, you're all going to meet up there. Whereas now what happens is 9 out of 10 people come over and they ask what to do. And this is on like full moon night or the day before full moon. They're like, what do we do? And it's like, right, I understand why you're asking, because there's nothing going on for you to be around people. To us, it's just other people like you who are walking. And this is it as well. These new tourists, like it's tourists and holiday makers we've got now. So since last December, it's tourists and holiday makers. That's a big difference between backpackers, travellers and partiers. The backpackers and travellers, they've been absconded because it's too expensive here now. It's not expensive.
It's no longer for them.
Exactly. It's not expensive comparatively to the rest of the world. It's still really cheap, especially for what it is and where it is. It's lovely. But for those, they've been priced out. So you get the odd traveller, but that's like as in when I say a traveller, that's someone who's like they spend 4 months in India, they spend 5 months in Bali, they spend 2 months in Thailand. You get a bunch of those coming around, but they're spending less and less time here. And that's because like they come back and the place that they were able to get, not only is the flight cost them double, but now the accommodation's costing them double. And then I'm like, oh, you usually come for 3 months, and this time they're only here for a month.
Yeah, that whole situation is super crazy, and like, I think the problem is that past few years, or even more, like since COVID, this island became strictly a business opportunity in the eyes of some people. You know, the villa builders and the people that want to make their ROI as big as possible. You know, they push the backpackers, the travelers, the people that used to be able to just sit in a hostel for like 150 baht a night. You know, where, you know, like if
mate, you used to be able to get a bungalow for 150 baht.
you're, and now less than 500 a day, 700 a day, like
Dude, the housing, like that housing hike, and the thing is, like we were saying just before we turned the mics on, like this has happened before. So there's sorry, this has happened before. So there's a big influx of cash comes into the island.
yeah,
Lots of development goes on, but as most things out here, not all of it's legitimate. So it's done on the hooks. People are getting paid, and then because I guess it's the nature of people making businesses in like poorer countries than where they're from. People seem to just try and take over. Like I've met hundreds and hundreds of people who do the same thing. They come and they say, "Oh, I've got." Whether they've took a development of houses or whether they've took a business or whatever it is, they will slowly but surely try to take the next one and the next one.
Yeah.
And it's not the idea of, we'll help maintain the lifestyle and the ethos of the island. The ecosystem of the island. No, it's we want to bring part of where we're from here.
That's the hunger of power.
It's a strange thing.
Yeah.
And I think what people don't understand, so the difference is, this is how we say it, right? The difference is, so people like us, because we're Farang, we will only ever have our feet on the concrete, right? So don't matter who we are, don't matter how much money we bring them, don't matter what we do for them, don't matter if we pay for their kids to go to college, don't matter if we build them a new jetty off their lake, don't matter if we buy them a new boat, don't matter. We'll always only ever have our feet on the concrete. They have their feet on the mountain. So when it comes to the crunch, that's my favourite place in the whole world to be, is in the crunch. So when it comes to the crunch, like if like, you know, so push comes to shove, if a bill has to be paid, so suddenly immigration, tourist police, you name it, the Tessaban, whoever decides they want to come and have a look, and they decide that building's too high and that shouldn't be there, and da-da-da-da-da. If the Farang, the foreigners, if they do anything other than go, "Oh, sorry, who do I need to pay and how much?" If they do anything
You're
other than that,
fucked.
you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone. They'll go, "Cool,
Seconds.
keep kicking off." Even if you somehow manage to stay there, if your water breaks, good luck getting it fixed.
Yeah.
If your aircon goes, if your whatever, we're on the concrete, they're on the mountain.
You gotta play the game.
And they don't. People have to remember, like, they were here well before we turned up. 30 years ago. Can we build a road? Can we build this? Can we? They were happy as Larry there.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be bothered about us disappearing. People say like, "Oh, tourism will stop here." Like they care. Like they care. We care if tourism stops. All they'll go back to is growing mangoes and rice and sharing their products between each other. They don't give a shit. It's their island.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Koh Phangan different to the rest of Thailand because it's old. You know what I mean? Same as Koh Tao. They've got different rules. They run how they want to run. And of course, every now and then, like, the rules come down. But the rules are enforced by who? Family members. Like, you know, local family members. So it's like people have concerns, like you see it on the conscious community. Like if you listen, if you like a good laugh and if you like contradiction in people's behaviour and how they talk and how they think and how they present themselves and then how they act, just go on to Koh Phangan Conscious Community. It's one of the funniest groups you'll ever see. I'm not even going to bother going in there. Just go have a look. It's wild.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah, just enjoy it.
I'm going to have Brian as well here one day, like, talking to him about this group, because that's the
Who's
peak.
Brian?
Brian, he's a writer. He's the manager, the owner of this group. He's a good dude. I had few conversations with her.
Whoever's running that show understands that, like, you gotta let the zoo
unleash the lion.
Yeah, man, bollocks to it. Like, it's wild, that page.
I want to take you to a different direction. One of the most interesting thing about you that I've seen, I remember last time I spoke with you about this show that I always had in my mind that I want to do, and you sent me a fight of yours, bare-knuckle fight with this Thai dude. I have never seen someone with this look of murder in his eyes, and I'm like, what do you need to go through in your life in order to go inside this ring with no gloves and say, fuck it, I'm gonna fuck this guy?
Yeah. I'll be completely honest with you, right? So the reason I fight, or the reason I fought, I don't fight anymore. But
good for you.
The reason I started fighting was because it was a good way to earn money. It paid really well, so that was a good idea to me. It was like, sweet, I'll do this. Was MMA 20 plus years ago, right? So. And it weren't the easiest thing, but it was better than doing any other normal work. I could just train, sell some tickets, fight, win, lose, don't care. Just this is my life. Great. When I came out here, and I'd still been fighting on and off over the years, never been very successful. So every fighter in the world dreams of being some skilled, super skilled, like Bruce Lee, or if you're boxing, you want to be Lomachenko, you want to be Ali, you want to be the special ones, right? But the reality is, not everybody's like that, and I'm not. I've got loads of talent. I'm skilled. I can do stuff. I look great in the gym, but my biggest talent is I'm tough. Like, and that's it's a journey. It's one path, especially if you're tough and stupid. Like, and it's not so much stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm like, so this is what I wanted to say. This is I said, I'll be completely honest. So I realized the reason I took on fighting. So anything that's a challenge, I like to go for. So I never took a fight I thought I could win. I only signed contracts with people I considered either completely equal or bigger and better than me. Most of the time they were, and most of the time I lost. I said, okay. But I understood why I chose to do that. When people say, what on earth makes you? So when that bare-knuckle fight, that first one, I hadn't had a fight. I hadn't been hit or hit anybody in over 10 years. Jeez. I hadn't trained. I hadn't done... Oh, no, sorry. I'd sparred about 5 years earlier in England. I'd had some really good sparring with some fantastic boxers. The only reason I'm any type of a fighter is because I was blessed to find a gym called Champions back in Colchester. I get slightly emotional because that gym changed my life. That gym changed my fucking life. So I had some sparring with those boys, but that was like the first bit I'd done in 5 years before that. So anyway, I move out here, COVID hits. I was going to start fighting again because there was a really good coach on this island, and she had the ability to get some good fights and da-da-da, so it was cool. We were going to do that, and then COVID hits. No gyms, no fights. I don't know if anyone knows, but in Thailand, COVID kicked off, like the ban kicked off at Lumpini. I think it was either at Lumpini or the other big stadium, because Thai stadiums are filthy and they're full of people. So it was like, so instantly all the gyms got shut. All the events got shut. So it was like, right, no more fighting. So you go 2 years of COVID. I've had 2 years of peace and tranquility. I've worked on myself. Like, I'm like, I'm all zen now. Like,
COVID was great.
It was fantastic.
It was beautiful.
Like, I feel super sorry for most of the world, but us here who stayed and weren't like complete addicts or whatever, like, it was paradise, no?
Yeah.
Like,
you could have seen like the streets go clean and the air goes like soft, and the water gets cleaner, and suddenly you see some animals that you didn't used to see outside.
Dude, so I lived beachfront Hadrian, right, for the whole time. And I'd wake up in the morning, and in the back, I say beachfront, I lived in a second row, and my mum lived in a further row back. And you wake up in the morning, again, I'm up early, so I'm like 6 o'clock, but you wake up in the morning, you open the door, there'd be 40, 50 monkeys sat around where people used to park their cars and bikes, but there's no people. So there's 30, 40 monkeys sat around. You're like, wow. So you get, right, you think you're clever, right? So you go, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to give them some food.
Sounds like a good idea.
What a great idea. I'm going to give them a mango. So the next morning, you open the door up, you throw them a mango, you walk through. Next day, you ain't got no fucking mangoes.
And they are waiting.
They're waiting for my
By
fucking
now,
mate.
it's an obligation, bro.
I finna get a stick. A stick. not you ain't hitting no monkey. You think you're hitting a monkey? Nah. He's like, nah. But you're keeping them away so you can get a good run, and they're trying to snatch your bag. So yeah, but during COVID, so you're dicking around with all the, like you say, the animals are out. It's wonderful, and I'd go get my coffee, have my joint, and I'd sit beachfront, like right on Hadron Beach, prettiest beach on the island, stunning, because there was no one on it. Not a person, until like 11 in the morning, and you might see 2 people then, and then that's it. Yeah, COVID was an unadulterated paradise if you did it right here. I know it was horrible in a lot of places, but here it was something else.
The whole thing behind COVID was completely...
Yeah, it's all, it's a trap. We know that. But yeah, so I was all peace and love. I'm well happy. I've got my head in the right place. Everything's cool. And I'm like, what am I going to do with myself? Like, what am I going to do?
You need to wake up in the morning to something.
Yeah, it was just like, what am I going to do? I need a job, I need some work. It's like, don't know what I'm going to do. And bang, I'm doom scrolling and BKFC Asia on Instagram. I'm like, ooh, I know what those things are. Like, click on it, and it turns out I look at the WhatsApp number, and it's an English number. I'm like, no way. So I'm like, bollocks to it. So I message it. I'm like, I'm British fighter, been out here however long, I'm interested in fighting. Straight away I get a message back. Turns out it's this guy like Nick from England. He's a fighter from back in England. I used to work for a fightwear company, so I know of all the old British fighters, because we used to give them shorts and stuff. So anyway, turns out we got a little bit in common, so we start chatting. Bang, next thing I know, I'm like, yeah, sweet, I'll fight. And then it's like, I think that was about 8 weeks out, but there was no confirmation. There was no contracts yet, no nothing. But it was like I said I'd fight. So I'm like teetering about. But I ain't trained, I ain't done nothing. I'm a fucking idiot. So I'll start running on the beach, doing my running. Cool, I get in shape. I keep myself, like, I'm lucky that my body stays in shape. So I'm all right. I'm in all right shape. But I'm going to the gym and I'm trying to find people to spar with. No one will spar with me. I could get Muay Thai for one, but that's going to wreck me because I'm going boxing. So I need someone to box. Can't find nobody. So I just, like, on-off train myself for the first, like, couple of weeks. And then I'm asking, and we got the fight. Finally gets signed. There's about 4 or 5 weeks to the fight. So I just jumped straight on training. I knew I wasn't gonna, the fight was at like 66 kilograms, and I'll walk around at like 63, 62, like, especially then I was doing nada, so I was super light. So I start training, going to the gym. I'm doing, the rounds are 2-minute rounds. It's like 5 2-minute rounds. It's relatively easy. It's not so bad.
You got it.
Oh, I think I have.
Yeah.
So, train. Comes to the fight, I go Pattaya, but I got no cornermen, it's just me. So I just fly up there. For what was I saying this? You was asking me. So yeah, so I get there. I've been told who my opponent is. I can't find him online, which is odd. So it's like, all right, he's give a different name. Well, they do that. That's often a thing they do, especially Muay Thai fighters. But I know he's Thai, and I find his Instagram. So I see his thing, and it's like, he looks sturdy. Like, he's a proper solid lad. Like, solid fucking lad.
The dude fucks.
But more importantly, I'm like looking at him, and I'm like that guy's been fighting all his life, like 100%. So all right, cool. No biggie. Cool. So in my head, I'm like, wicked. He's like, he ain't boxed. He's done Muay Thai. If he's a Muay Thai fighter, that's all good.
It was boxing?
Yes, he's BKFC's Western boxing with no gloves, right? So it's just boxing. Cool. So I'm gonna have an advantage there, because I've done a lot of boxing. I know boxing. That's cool. So I go, I have this mad couple of days there, because I'm on mid-Todd. I ain't got no money. This hotel was like 5-star hotel, but it's in the middle of like nowhere. So I can't even walk to a 7-Eleven. So I need a taxi to go to fucking carnage. I'm taking food from the buffet in the morning, stuff in my pockets. So I've got food throughout the day. Nightmare. So we go weigh-ins, and I see this fella. He's a nice guy. I'm always on weirdo. Like, I'll go and shake hands with him, say good luck, and then see how they are, see if they want to interact, or if they want to be like the moody. I'm whatever. I'm an idiot. So I go and say hello. It's like, got his missus and his kid, and fucking, thanks for the fight. Like, they don't speak no English, but it's all good. We know what we're saying.
Yeah,
you say,
sure.
If you're polite, you say it to every fight. Yeah, so cool. Yeah. So then we're doing the weigh-ins. It's like it's a featherweight or whatever, 66 kilograms you can be. So I get on the scale with my fucking jeans on, like my jogging bottoms on, I weigh like 62.9 or
The fight is
something.
66.
66. So I'm already like 4 kilogram under. He gets on the scale and he is 66.9 kilogram, the maximum that you can be. So immediately I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's on it, because no one steps on the scale on the nose unless they're cutting.
Yeah.
So it's like, shit, he cuts. So then I'm like, I say to the promoter again, I'm like, who's this fella again? And he's like, oh, he's a Muay Thai fighter, but he does a bit of this and a bit of that. I'm like, all right, cool. So let's fast forward through the fight. You asked me what it takes to do this, right? So the one reason I chose fighting, that's why I was saying it. It weren't about the fight. The one reason I chose fighting is because I understand it's one of the toughest things you can do. I've been told that. People tell me. I didn't acknowledge it to start with, because it's just, if in my head, if I'm doing something, it can't be that hard because I'm doing it, right? So, all right, so whether that's being on stage or whatever, it's just like, if I could do it, it's easy.
We're in it.
So I was the same with fighting through my whole fight career. I didn't think it was nothing. It was just, I'd go fight. Yeah, cool. I get paid. I go fight. I win. I lose. Whatever. It doesn't matter. So then I now understand. I understood after my second fight, my second bare-knuckle fight. I'm sitting in a hotel room watching the fight. I'll finish the first fight. So we go. Sorry, I'm terrible.
All good.
So the first fight, I'm there. It's now fight night. We're going out. I've had to ask another man's corner man if he'll corner me, because he actually asked me, because he's like, who are you here with? And I'm like, nobody. And he's like, oh, do you need someone to hold the bucket and shit? And I'm like, yes, please, thank you, mate. Like, and he's so anyway, we go out. I remember standing, it's big deal, like BKFC ain't a small event, and they were doing their first Asia show, so it's like big ramp, massive 100-foot screens, fireworks going off. Yeah, like, this is proper, like, sound. I've cornered at like Rising and stuff in Japan, so I've been to big shows and been around big shows, so I know what it's like. But I'm walking out this time, it's just me, and I just remember talking to myself like, well, you're here now, aren't you? Like, literally thinking, I 100% don't want to do this. I definitely don't want to do this now. And I'm stood like waiting to go up on the ramp to stand and have my name called to now walk out and go and have a bare knuckle fight in front of like.
How's the feeling in your body?
Oh, it's just, I want to leave. I want to die. Can something happen that will take me away from this? And this is always, I used to have this feeling every fight, and after a while you understand, I'm not supposed to do this. No, you understand within yourself, like, I ain't supposed to be a fighter, because I don't like hurting people. I don't bash people. Don't matter how good it is I am at it, even if we've both signed contracts. Every punch I've ever landed on someone I've never thrown a punch 100%, because I won't do it. I'm a little girl, don't want to do it. I'll hurt someone. It's so stupid. And every time I've landed a punch, I feel terrible. I've never followed up after hitting someone. I'm like, checking, is he all right? And then I'll start fighting. Hey, you can't be a professional fighter with that mindset.
That's for sure.
You're a professional punch bag, for sure. So, cool, I did that for 15 years.
If you want to get fucked.
So, I'm walking down the ramp. I'm like, I get in the ring. It's go time, innit? It's like all I can do. So I'll never forget, right? I'm like, all I got to do is just make contact. Just touch him. So we come out.
I'm going to go put parts of it while we speak
all good.
about
So
it.
like, so I come out, like, we touch gloves, like trying to be all daddy cool, but in my head I'm thinking like, I bet I look like a right lemon. That's all I can think. It's so ridiculous. Every time I had a professional fight, I'm having conversations. Like, when I became a professional fighter, when I decided I want to be a professional fighter and took a professional fight, my dad didn't talk to me for like 3 years. So after that, like, for the first 3 years of fighting, every fight I'm having conversations with my dad in my head as I'm fighting. Like, you can't do that shit. You can't. That's not. You got to be like, oh, there's a man there trying to take my fucking head off. Focus. And I'm not. I'm thinking what my dad would think, or I'm thinking whatever. It's so crazy to think. It's so crazy to think that I took pro fights with doing that in my head every time as well. So anyway, I'm now like, right, it's go time. But this time, for the first time ever, I'm like, be focused, you little bitch. Like, don't think of nothing else, right? So we come out, and because I've done enough pad work recently, I was at least fresh in my head of the things that I try and tell people to do if they're ever in the situation. So then I'm like, right, just touch him. Like, just touch him. So I come out, I feint the jab, he don't move. What you're supposed to do is you feint the jab, if don't move, feint the jab again, closer. See if they move again. He didn't move again. So it's like, third one, you're getting it. So I just flick a jab. Cleanest jab I've ever thrown, quick as you like, pop, barely see it. The commentators don't even say shit. I crack him though, but he don't move. He don't react.
Yeah.
Fuck, here we go. I've had fights like this before where I fought guys bigger than me, and you hit them and they don't move. They're just like, you're like kid hitting.
That's scary.
You have to hit them so many times. You have to wait for him to get tired, and it's like, so anyway, I hit him and I think, all right, it's on. So we start going. I'm getting like longer and longer with my shitty jabs. And of course, he's just timing. And he finally catches. I throw a long jab. He catches me right behind the ear. I go fucking legs disappear. I'm jelly leg. I hit the deck, but I'm good. My shit's still there as always. As my legs might go, but my head's with it usually. So anyway, I know what I do. I just take a knee and I can count myself. I'm refs counting nicely. I just stand back up. Already, I mean, this would sound ridiculous to people, but like I say, I never took a fight I thought I could win, and I went having that mindset. And it's because I never had a fight team. I had coaches, I had people who coached me, but I was, for whatever reason, either I was defiant or I never felt comfortable enough to be part of the team. So I always kept myself separate. It was just me, and I'd go and do fights and never joined the club, as it were. It was silly. I don't know. I think about it often, or thought about it often before, and tried to understand why I did it. But
sounds like you never really was into it.
It's just like it weren't. It was just a thing. It was. So again, don't let me forget that. That's the center of this long story I'm telling. Sorry.
I have all the time in the world.
Yeah, no. So anyway, I bang him. We start fighting. I think I get through 2 rounds, maybe 3. I can't remember, but I get dropped maybe 6, 7 times. Like every time he lands a solid shot, I'm going down because he's fucking massive. And by this time, I'm like half punch drunk because I've been clocked a bunch of times. I just keep getting up. And bless the ref, he let me get up 5 or 6 times, whatever it was. And then he's like, you've had enough, mate. It's all good. And bless, all good. And I got, again, this is one thing that kept me in fighting. I lost my first fight. I lost my second fight. I lost my third fight. The thing that kept me in fighting was I got more respect and more props losing fights than I ever did in anything else I tried to achieve in my life. Anything I'd ever done good, it was like there was always a hint of like whether it was jealousy from someone or whatever it might be. I don't know. Like I played basketball for a long time and I was fucking good at ball. Like I could ball. We did some stuff, but that was full of hatred and jealousy that whole time. And I remember my first fight I lost, and I remember lying down in the locker room after, like looking up at the ceiling, and there was like 20 guys coming in the locker room. Well, it wasn't a locker room, it was back room of a club, but every single one of them stood over me and went, mate, that fight was fucking amazing, like, and I got filled with so much like, wow, I did something. Like for one of the first times in my life. So that's why I used to fight. So anyway, this was a whole new experience. Like, I bet it took me 5 minutes to get out of the arena, like to get to backstage, because tables of people were like, dude, what? That was amazing. I really didn't get what had happened. So, and like the promoter's going to me, you can't teach that. And it's like, and now I think back to it, it's like, oh man, that is the last thing you want to hear as a professional fighter. Because it's like, what are you telling me? Excellent. You're telling me I know what, it's not what you want to hear. But anyway. So I go back to the hotel room. I got fucking holes all in my head. I'm pissing claret, like fucking bleeding. But I'm all good. I feel good. Like, I feel great. I've weathered the storm. Oh, before going back to the hotel room, I go to the change room to see the opponent. I go see him. I go in. Fuck me. He's eye out here, busting hand. Like I've hurt him.
You gave him a little bit.
Right, yeah. Total shock to me. So we chit-chat, we swap numbers. We can't really talk because he's tired, but we have some funny photos where we're like pretending to fucking like that at each other. It's funny though, it's a nice thing. So anyway, I go back to the hotel room, I put the BKFC app on because it's streaming live so I can watch it. So I go back, I watch the fight. They announced me. I don't know, maybe, I know I gave him a slightly fabricated record, but I don't think I gave him the fabricated record that they said I had, which is funny. So I'm laughing at that anyway. I get in the ring, my man comes out. Now, I'm probably wrong on direct numbers, but it was like, I remember him announcing that he was like a Thai national Muay Thai champion, like multiple times, whatever. Like a lot of them have got lots of records, but then they went on to say he's also a Thai national Western boxing champion.
Oh shit!
Has been fighting since he was 8 years old.
Nice.
Has over 600 professional fights.
Sounds like a killer.
Has been active during COVID. Right? And I'm like, what? I'm listening to this on the app, and I'm like, oh,
guys,
sweet.
sorry.
Thanks for telling me. Like, but again, this is, it's fight game. It's how it goes. It's what it is, especially when you just send someone a WhatsApp number from a beach in Thailand and go, oh, yeah, I'll fight. Sweet. Yeah. So that's what happens. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there was anything wrong with that situation. I was warned. there's no easy fights here, and I know that. We're in Asia, like Thailand of all places. It's their foot. It's like asking me to go play football. I hate football, but I will beat the brakes off of 80% of other people who want to play football just 'cause I'm English. I played more football than most growing up. It's easy. It's in my blood. We'll throw that at Thais, and it's kneeing, elbowing, punching, kicking. It's getting hit every single day, not giving a shit. Yeah, that's in their nature. So, you know, for them, it's wake up, cup of tea, go get punched. I hadn't had a fight in God knows how long. I hadn't been hit in 6 years. I hadn't hit anybody in probably 7 years, because I doubt I hit anyone when I was sparring. So anyway, I do that. Right, reason I fight, and I understood this after the second fight. They give me another fight a year later against another killer. This one's the opposite end. He's 20. But he's a Thai national Western boxing champ under 18s. He's a Thai national Muay Thai champ.
Where do you get these guys from?
I don't know, mate. It's because I'm stupid. Right? This is all it comes down to. I'm stupid and I go, yeah. So, but it's the reason I'm stupid, right? So I have this fight with him, and he fucking first punch, he hits me and lights me up. This scars that. First punch of the fight, 3 seconds in, whack, and I'm bleeding. So we're in. I get dropped in the first round, and I remember here in my car, I had a corner man this time, good friend of mine, English guy. We kind of met. I think we met before my first fight. Yeah, we did. We met before my first fight, did a little bit of training, but like nothing really. And then the second one, he was my corner man. So we were working together. We still didn't do any sparring. And really, as good friends as we are, we're KohPhanCast good friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got loads of family out here. So he certainly don't know me fighting, and what he don't know me is me stressed, like under pressure. So anyway, when I'm fighting, like when I get dropped the first time, he's calling advice to me. He's like, Vic, come on, wake up, do this, do that, do. And in my head, again, I'm not in the fight. I'm now having arguments with him. Going, you fucking do it. They offered you a fight and all, and you didn't want one. So how are you telling me to do it? And it's ridiculous. So I know this is all happening in the fight while I'm going on. I think one day I want to commentate. I want to do an audio of my mental of the fight, because the conversations I was having and the things I was seeing, it was crazy. It was like a hallucinogenic experience. So anyway, come out second round. And I remember we're moving around, and I catch him with a hook. I whip a hook and I break his nose. I feel it disintegrate under my hand, like really feel it. And I remember I hit him and I think, oh, I've hurt him. That's my reaction. Yeah. So then bang, he comes wading on, and bum, 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 I get dropped again. And it goes slow-mo. And I'm having like, I can hear and see my mum and my girlfriend at the time. I can hear and see him crying. I can see, it's everything slow motion. But anyway, so I make a conscious decision to tell the referee that I can't see out of my right eye. I couldn't. It was covered in claret. It's fucking gone. But that ain't no reason to stop fighting. Like, I knew what I had to do. Yeah. All I had to do was push the ref out the way and go and fucking put my hands through this cunt. And this is the thing. If I'd have done that, the 6,000 people in the arena and however many people watching at home, they would have lost their shit. Because it's like, oh, it's go time. It's really go time. Yeah. And I understood that in the ring as I'm doing it. And I'm like, if I do that, I know what's going to happen after. Win or lose, don't matter whether I do him or he does me. But I know what's going to happen after. I'm going to have to do this again. And this is what I understood about fighting. The better you are, the harder it is. Win or lose. So you can be a good loser and all you're gonna get is shittier fights, because they know I'm gonna have it. I'm at least gonna take a good few shots to go down, and that's all they need, especially for someone they're trying to build up or someone they're trying to do. So anyway, yeah, the fight's over. I go backstage. There's a video of this. I'm getting stitched up. And there's another guy, Sohan the artist. He's one of the most interesting people you'll ever meet. But he's getting hyped to go out to fight, and I'm getting stitched. And he goes, whoa, at the top of his voice, and scares the shit out of the nurse stitching my head. So fucking, and I lose my shit. I'm like, fucking shut up, okay, fucking, like I go full scale 1,000, right?
0 to 100.
Yep, right. So the big realization I had in that moment, I instantly apologized to him. I'm like, shit, didn't know it was you. Sorry, you're going out. Get hyped, my bad. Sorry, mate. Sit back down. And in my head, all I can think to myself is, where was that in the fight? Why are you able to snap like that in the real world, And so I took on fighting because it's like the hardest thing I can do. It's the hardest thing I could actively do and have enough success to be able to do it. And if I fail, there's only like 1% of people who can give me any shit for it. So that's what I thought. That's what puts, at the time, a 39 or 40-year-old man back into like a ridiculous situation. Like, how stupid have you got to be? But that's what does it, because in my head, I'm like, no one, if I get my ass kicked, it doesn't matter, because go and try.
Yeah.
You go and try. But the ridiculous, like the stupidity of that statement, like, go and try what? Like, why are you doing it? Why am I fighting? So someone said to me a few years ago, during COVID actually, someone said to me, they said, so, okay, why are you fighting? I said, I don't, just pays. Da, da, da. I didn't understand the hardest job thing at the time.
Yeah.
Right? So I understood that after the fight, because I'm watching myself get whooped up. But what I'm actually seeing, I was in the best shape of my life. I weighed 73 kilograms and I was about 5% body fat. I looked like a fucking shaved chimp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I look good for the fact I can say the first time in my life I looked at myself and was like, fucking hell, that's me.
Yeah.
And then I see me fighting, and even though I'm fighting like a little bitch and not fighting good, I'm still fighting. I'm still there. No, so for the first time in my life, certainly in my fighting career, I looked at it and saw what I think other people see. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is that? I'd never do that. I could never. I should never. And suddenly I saw that. And at 40, it was about fucking time. Like, so it was like, oh shit, I don't need to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I don't need to do this anymore.
It sounds like you didn't want to do it for the first time, you know?
I don't, you know. It's,
Like,
but I got a lot of anger inside me.
Yeah.
Angry person. Like I think most men are. Like, I don't know. And when I say men, I mean real men. Like not what they've attempted to turn us into, or what some people are trying to be. Whatever. I just mean like people who, like men who, yeah, bollocks to that. We ain't talking about that. That's a ridiculous thing.
it's all good, man.
I'm saying, they're saying like, why would I, like, so she says to me, what happens if you become the best fighter in the world? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, like, didn't really think about it. She's like, let me say this then. So Cristiano Ronaldo, best footballer ever, right? Or Messi, whatever.
You choose yours, yeah.
They the best, yeah. Whoever, yeah. I I've got no dog in that fight. But I'm just saying, like, best of the best. Pick your number one, and imagine yourself to be them, and you've done it. Like 100% completion. You're done. You got the wife. You got the family. You got the millions. You got everything. You've saved your village. You've done everything you can do, and everyone says you're the champion. Then what?
That's right.
Then what? Like, because you'll only sit in the glory for so long. Yeah, everyone. I think anyone who's had any level of success, anyone who's had any level of self-gratification understands it only lasts for 2 minutes, and then you understand. You got to keep doing that. So though, like, outside accolades, so like being the best at something, it's only for me. Like, everyone else think how they want to think. This ain't law, this ain't bond. This is just my stupid way of thinking, and it's probably my way of coping with not being very good at stuff. But it's like, to be once I'm the best at something, it's like I understand at some point I'm gonna have to sit still. Probably. Maybe my legs won't work, or maybe I'll be in jail. Maybe I'll be locked up. Right? What do I do then? I've had that happen before, and like before when I was younger, I've gone crazy in that situation. You know, fucking smash it or lose my mind or fucking. But as an adult now, and I now know, because I got to put it in practice very recently. I now know that through fighting, so being in that situation and not being there, understanding what it taught me really was, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's what you decide to do. Right, so if you detach yourself, you're not there. And I guess this is how people get through doing terrible things or having terrible things done to them. It's just like you detach, because you're not there. Everything's happening at once. Yeah. Like, there's no separate. You know, past ain't real, future ain't real. The only thing that's happening is right now. So it's the only reality. And I feel like because of doing the fighting, because of being like forcing myself to be in such a situation where it's like, I can't leave. I have to stay here, and I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get hurt. it's really weird to know, like, it's such a...
Crazy. It's so crazy for me to see someone that is like, first of all, this story was amazing, okay? And I'm like, as a person that I never hit anyone in my life, I'm 30 in December, I've never hit
I hadn't until my first professional fight.
anyone in my life. I never got beat by anyone. Never, like, I always thought about myself that fighting is kind of unless it's sport, like fighting someone in the street is probably the stupidest thing I can do.
Yeah.
You know, like, as I see it, I can always talk my way out of
You can just
things.
run away. Run.
I never even had the situation to even think about needing to fight or fight.
That's so nice. I've met so many people like you.
You know, and
Right.
it's like,
And that's good. You understand that's a good thing, but at the same time, it's a bit of a trap as well.
Yeah.
Because when you're an adult,
Yeah,
like, things
shit
happen.
happens.
Exactly that. Like, Sham, what are you going to do? And it's like, I probably heard it on Rogan or something, but it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war, right? So one of the excuses as well why I fought was because, like, I was scared a lot. Like, when I was young, I grew up in a little fishing village. Like, I was born in London, raised in Essex. And there was, like, a lot of fucking idiots there. Like, I grew up in a little fishing village, but I saw guns when I was a kid. You know, houses got shot up in this little fishing village. It was a wild place. And I used to get followed home by older kids and shit. So I had this paranoia setting. I was always going to get beat up. Like, I remember getting cornered by like 3 really older kids and me and thinking, I'm going to get fucking done here. Like,
Okay.
and I remember talking my way out of it. And then also having in the back of my head thinking, well, I can just sprint. I'll sprint. I bet they're not as fast as me. They're wearing shoes. I'm wearing trainers. Like, it was always in that safety. So then I started fighting, realised I could do it. So it was like a big safety mechanism. I remember I had an interesting relationship with the people I played basketball with. I don't want to say they bullied me, but like, that's certainly what it felt like. So then suddenly I'm a big boy who fights, and the way they used to speak to me to compare to how they started to speak to me after they understood that I fought, and they spoke to someone I trained with, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, he fights." Like, so then they're all very different, all very respectful, feel very sorry for how they were when we were
Because you've
younger.
done some shit.
And it's yeah, and I don't know, like, fuck, why did again fucking higher shit talking about too much, man.
I'm gonna say something like
Yeah,
that.
go on, sorry man, I'll keep interrupting.
No,
Don't
bro,
let me
like,
interrupt.
it's all good. What I'm thinking about, like, okay, this whole story about fighting, you know, it sounds to me like, honestly, you were never really there, you know, fully with your heart. You know, because as I see from your energy, you want peace. I'm like, you keep saying that you look at yourself, yeah? I don't know how you see yourself, but as an angry guy,
No, I see myself
where do
as
you think
tiny.
this anger comes from?
Oh, so that I know where it's just entrenched in me. So I got it from my mother, and my mother gets it from her father, right? And right, so here you go. So I've got cognitive memory, like clear, vivid memory from like 8 months old, and I've had it all my life. I've remembered things from there, and I only found out, like, during COVID, I only found out that that's not like not everyone has that. Most people, their memories start around 7, and I'm like, well, I've literally got 8. The first memory I can remember, the first 2, my mum doesn't know whether it's 6 months or 8 months, but they're the 2 earliest memories. One of them is being in a packed pub in London, sitting in a high chair. Packed pub, busy, nice vibe. Remember it being everyone happy, and a big Alsatian coming round the back of the bar, round the bar, over to me, and I remember putting my hand down to it and thinking, like, it ain't gonna. And this is the other mad thing. So I remember my thoughts at that time. So I'm gonna reach down for the dog, because I remember thinking, he's not gonna bite. He looks friendly. And then my biological father fucking hits the dog with a chair, like bar stool, and the whole fucking place just erupts. Big argument. I forget to. I can't remember. I think mum's told me what happened, but it's just over some money or whatever. So that's like memory number 1. Memory number 2 is me sat on the floor of our flat that we lived in until I was 2, which I can describe every square inch of it. The back garden, the neighbour's place, downstairs neighbours. We were only there for 2 years. So I'm sat on the living room floor and I'm playing with I've seen the toy now on eBay. It's like a 1981 Spider-Man on a bike. Right, Spider-Man on a motorbike. And I remember at the time I pulled a Spider-Man off the bike. I remember thinking to myself, oh, I've got 3 toys. I've got Spider-Man, a bike
and
Spider-Man on a bike. And as I realised that, a big loud noise. I look up, and in the doorway of the living room stands my biological father. He's in the doorway of the front door, facing in. The man who would raise me, and then my mum. And they're having a vein in the neck, like screaming, shout. And the man who would raise me punches my biological father. I remember glasses falling off. My mum's like, how do you know this? She's like, how do you know this? Like, did your dad tell you? I'm like, no, Dad don't remember. I tried telling him, and he's like, that sounds strange. So like, clear as day, this memory. But the memory, I remember my mum turning to me, and like the look on her face, and then like memory ends. What I found out later in life, so I've got a friend who's really like quite high up in NLP, like neuro-linguistic programming, and I did a lot of work with her. She real smart. She helped me understand more about how the brain, how you are who you are because of how your brain's working, right? So, and then after did some studying, some therapies and stuff, and what I understand now is at that moment when I was discovering play, which is what that was. That was me discovering play as a baby. So the neurons are being developed, like they're being carved there and then. At exactly the same time, my 3 primary caregivers displayed an unnecessary level of aggression and violence. Yeah. And what happened to me neurologically is those 2 things got combined. So I have when I see aggression, when I hear aggression, I don't like it inside. Yeah. Believe me, I get the same fear that normal people get.
But something flicks.
But something inside says to me, go have a look.
Yeah.
Go see what's going on there. Like, I can't. And then now I used to think there's just something wrong with me. I used to think, oh, you're a fuck up. Like, there's something wrong with you. Like I like getting hit. Like, why else would I go and be a professional fighter who's not very good? It's all good. And it's, again, maybe it's some punishment I'm giving myself. Maybe I feel like I did something when I was a kid. I don't know. Fuck knows. I don't think that, though, because, again, I've done quite a lot of self-work.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, what else do you do? So that was my point. It's like, what else do you do with your life? Like, achieve everything you want. Good, cool. But I'm telling you now, as I spent a load of time with old people's home, like a year and a half in old people's home, visiting the man who raised me's wife's mum. So I go see her every day, and once a week take her for Chinese. So I'm spending time in the old people's home, high as Jesus on a spaceship all the time, and just sitting around in like a living room with like 10 to 20 like old people. The maddest conversations with these people. Like they started going on, like their grandkids had come and visited, and they start talking about grandkids' names, and they're saying how stupid the grandkids' names are. They're like, it's this ridiculous name, I ain't never heard anything like that. And then one of the old girls pipes up and goes, oi, isn't your name Beatrice? And they're like, and then they start, all of them go around the room saying their names, and they've all got wacky names. And then they have a realization, and I'm sat there like, oh shit, yeah, it's always wacky names. They're always wacky names until they're old, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh shit, it's spent a load of time with these old fucks. But what I really realised was all of them is they're just in pain every day because they can't do anything. Like, they can't. People think they've got free life, they can go outside, and they can't. Like, people who have been locked up understand this. And I've only ever been, I've been in cells. I've never been to, I've never gone to jail. Yeah. Like, I've been in cells. I've never gone to prison, sorry. Mm-hmm. I've been to jail for a few nights or whatever. But people who have been locked up understand this, and people who have got, like, severe mental health issues understand this, because the paralysing feeling of hopelessness, whether it be anxiety, depression, or actual physical captivity, that's what we all run from all of our lives. In almost everything we do, it's a pursuit to avoid that. Well, you're going to get it at some point. And I promise you, whether you have it for a minute or you have it for fucking 40 years, it will feel the same. Yeah. Because it don't exist. When it's just you, it's just you. So time's gone. Think about, right, how good times go fast. That's a choice in your head. Yeah. Right?
You just let time go.
And bad times go slow. So last time I was locked up, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. My best mate's snoring. He sounds like a fucking lion. I've never heard anything like it. I love him to death, but I can't share a bedroom with him. My fucking noise. But him and a Russian guy are volleying snores to each other at 4 a.m. The old Bill have thrown 2 more people in the cell, so we're now in a cell much smaller than this room with 5 people. The pisser is behind like a 4-foot brick wall, and everyone's barefoot. It's just, so I got feet next to me. So I'm sat there and I'm like, I want to lose it. Of course I do. I want to, I just want to lose my fucking mind. Like, and then I'm like, it's the same feeling I got when I was a kid, and I'll never forget me walking to basketball. I don't know what the problem was. I'll never forget. I can't remember what the problem was, but I distinctly remember saying to myself, I'm going to close my eyes, and then in the future, I'm going to close my eyes and open them with this moment attached. Mm-hmm. And I know it sounds ridiculous, sounds stupid, whatever, but like, I swear, I can't remember the time between anymore. It was like from the bad to when it was not bad anymore. It's gone. And I swear to you, man, it was less than a week ago. I'm sat in a cell. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's loud as fuck. I ain't sleeping. People fucking feet all over me. I'm losing my shit and I'm angry and I'm all the rest of it, right? And I'm like, nah, stop all this. So I do like most basic breathing, like breathing technique. I just breathe, focus on your breathing, focus on the air going in, open up your lungs, and then it's spreading out in the blood and then moving around the blood. So all you got to do is visualize it in your head. Breathing, breathing, breathing. I'm telling myself it's all the same time. It's just over and over again. It's all the same time. This is going to be done. This is done. This is done. This is going to be done. This is done. This is done. And I had to fucking swear down, man. Next thing I know, it's 7 a.m. They're coming to take us out, like da da da. And I by no means do I think I've mastered anything that is like abnormal or out of this. Nothing extraordinary. I believe everybody do this stuff all the time. They just don't know they're doing it. They just think it's normal to be like, oh, when I'm on the train or when I'm on the journey or when I'm on the boat. Like, think when you got to do a visa run or whatever, and that horrible bus ride, and da da da. Like, so for some people, it's lovely. They love it. They're off. It's like a break for them. It's like a 2-day holiday, and they're looking out the window or they're looking at the roof, and they don't care that they're crammed in a bus. Right. So, surely. Everything other than controlling your perception is a fucking waste of time.
100%.
Like if, to my getting, like, surely, if you can stop, like, it's like, I know it's, I don't like woo woo, like I don't like the woo woo, but the problem is the woo woo is like, it has as much evidence as the science, you know what I mean?
When you strip the woo-woo and you just focus on the point, which is you have the ability to allow yourself to look at things differently. You have the ability to wake up in the morning.
It's changing. It's changed. I think it's Stephen Fry, and he might be quoting, I think Stephen Fry's quoting someone else, but I heard Stephen Fry say, some people who are like born knowing what they're going to be. So I know I'm a bit of footballer. You meet that kid and he's like, I'm a bit of footballer, and you meet him when he's 30 and he's still a fucking footballer. Yeah. Whether he makes it or not, he's going to be a footballer. Fireman, policeman, whatever, doctor. Yeah,
musicians.
So, but that's their curse. Because that's all they're ever going to be. That's all they can ever do. All right, cool. I ain't saying there's something wrong with that, but I'm saying that's their curse. People like us, or me, it's as Stephen Fry puts it, he's like, people like us, we're free to wake up every day, be something different. And so I took a life of doing that. I've played basketball in Spain. I was a chef, fucking traveled all over the world, done as many things as I could, been a rapper, done, all types, performing on stage in different places, have vinyl made, all these things. And they're like, to some people, they're like illusions. They're like, oh, you never did. To people I did it with, they think it's an illusion. They don't. They're like, oh yeah, no, we tried to do that. We tried to. I had a big argument with my friend once on a train because he was telling me. He says to me, Vic, you always give up on things. And I'm like, that really hurt when he said it. I'm like, fucking, you what, mate?
It got to you.
Oh, proper. And he's like, yeah, you always give up on things. You gave up on. I think he was like, you gave up on basketball. And then he's like, you gave up on rapping, and now you're going to give up on fighting. And I'm like, I had to re-explain to him what going on. I'm like, gave up on basketball, bro. I moved to Spain. I signed a contract with a Spanish fucking team. Was living there to play ball. I made a conscious decision that they weren't for me no more. Like, I don't, ball ain't doing it for me. I didn't give up. I went as far as I wanted to go and chose to stop, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you want to talk about rapping? You want to talk about fucking give up on rapping? Motherfucker, you gave up on rapping. You were the best rapper out of all of us. You went into that conversation. And then the fighting thing, I'm like, give up, dude. I've lost 4 fights in a row. I can't get a fight. You know what I mean? It was that situation at that time. I'm like, I can't get a fight. What the fuck do you want me to fucking do? Like, so, again, I'm not... He was, he's right in some... Everything he was saying was right in some senses. I do give up on things. But it's like, what do you mean? What's give up? Oh, so I have to do it until I die, or I have to do it until I'm the best of the best of the best of the best. They're my only 2 options. Nah. I do it until I want to do it, or I don't want to do it no more.
People will see you walk on water and say why you can't swim.
Exactly.
You know, the thing is, sometimes, when you truly know what you want to do, you will not think too much. But I can see why it got to you, because you must have some kind of thought in the back of your head that says it. You're giving up on this and that.
So it's more not. It's not a thought that I gave up on. It's more in my head. I'm saying I couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. Or you can't do it. And I guess, I guess that in itself, by definition, that's me giving up.
Which is not a bad thing.
No, exactly. No. This is what I'm saying. So when he said it to me, it was like what was frustrated with
something.
What it triggered with. So I think you've known me long enough and been around, seen me in enough places to understand. I really don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. Like,
which is also beautiful.
Couldn't care less. Like, really couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Oh, I might tell you about my most recent experience. I experienced it the first time in my life, like external embarrassment, like being somewhere and feeling embarrassment. Really? Yeah, it's mad. I might tell you about that. But so, bollocks! That got me on fucking bullshit. It's fucking weed. Told you we got the best weed on the fucking island. Like, there's no
That's a word,
two
bro.
ways about it. Like, words.
But something that I did want to ask you, bro.
Go ahead.
Like, when you were training people, when you went out to train others, what core values are you trying to put inside the training that you give others?
Most of my clients, not all, I have them because they've got some sort of issue going on internally. Most of them's angry. Most people are angry to come to see me because it's like, I want to go punch something. And it's like, cool, I can teach you to do that, no problem. But what I'm most of the time doing, like, what do you mean? Like core values in the PT, or core values in life, or core values for fighting, or what? It's like, it really depends, like, on what they're after. But
at the end of the day, when you give someone these teachings, when you teach someone, you gotta give them some of your personality.
Right, yeah. So, right, yeah. I guess so. All I try and show people, and this is all I try and show people when I talk to them, really, is like, whatever limits you think there are, and for whatever reasons, you might have quite legitimate reasons for your limits, but I promise you, there's a way around it. Like, because there'll be someone who's had such a similar experience but seen it in a different way and dealt with it in a different way that you'll understand that might not be the way you need to do it, but what you'll understand is, like, the name of the game is like opening people's minds to different ideas. They use words like every, never and always. These are what are known as binding words, and they put in the language to do that, to bind our minds. So when we use every, never and always, like, it releases, because it's like a law word in our mind. So say, yeah, so it releases a certain chemical, and what that does is that chemical stops us from being able to, even when we're presented with a truth, like a different reality, like a different facts that's telling us that what we're thinking is wrong. So, like, every time I go to get a plane, there's a delay, right? I never win a raffle. I always lose my house keys. They're bad examples, but these never, ever, always, right?
Yeah.
They don't exist.
It's just
like,
binding you to a situation that keeps
it's
reoccurring.
binding you to a mindset.
Yeah.
Like and it's like what it will really be doing, like psychologically, it's binding you to a coping mechanism. And we all learn our coping mechanisms as children, because that's how you develop and
survive.
Learn out, exactly. Again, it's like terms like that. It's like survive. It's like, yo, we ain't in the Serengeti.
No,
very
we're not.
few of us are in the Serengeti.
No,
and
we're
if all
not.
we're doing is surviving the trauma of our parents, if we weren't, you know, heaven forbid, and I know it does happen, but like, you know, as long as you weren't raped or beaten half to death, like, knuckle up, like, it's alright, because there's infinite worst case scenario, like worst
100%.
stories. Like,
I've seen a documentary lately about people in mines in Afghanistan that, you know, with their hands shoving with babies on their back. Like, we live on an island, you know, in the middle of that. Like, we are the luckiest people
dude,
to be ever alive.
we got people serving us with kids under the counter here.
You know,
I have a real problem with it. Like morally, the idea for me to be here isn't to enhance like my life exponentially. I had a great life. I'm fucking white English male with no visible issues, right? Like, so like I've had a green light just about everywhere I go. But here, like, I got really close to like Burmese people here, and again, learning about Burmese people
what
from
happens in
Myanmar
right now.
Dude, now every day for the last however long, and understanding that the reason I'm able to be here, like all luxuries in life, and that isn't all, like all luxuries in life, the reason you get a luxury is because someone else is having to pay for it. And then it might not be cash, but it's like they're losing out. Someone's losing out along the way. And that's because it's how this place is built. But here, I find it really uncomfortable, because it's like, so I lived in a resort for maybe 3-4 years, like most people did here. I got real close at the beginning. I was working there. I was helping, like volunteering. So I'd, you know, do whatever. So I got real close to the staff. I'd known them for years before because I'd come as a tourist, so I got really close to them then. But working with them is different. Like being around them every, like, early in the morning and late at night, and then getting time off and they're getting time off. You know, it's more than interesting getting to know them. Really, really getting to know them. But like, what I got to understand was like the Burmese here live a shit life. If you compare it, like, they are some of the happiest people I've ever met, but if you on paper write down what their life actually consists of, and then
work and sleep, basically,
it's like, I can't. So now it's really, that's, I ain't had this conversation in a while, as in this conversation about the people here. I'm uncomfortable a lot of the time, because, like, I don't know, it's weird. It's like, so look, every time you get gas here, not every, 9 times out of 10, someone puts the gas in your bike, right, or your car. How many people tip? 5 baht, 10 baht, 5 baht, 10 baht, 20 baht, right?
Yeah.
How many tourists, locals, local Farang, how many tip? Now, like you say, it's got to be, I reckon, a push, it's 20%. I reckon it's 10% on a good day. Now imagine if, like, if I've got 100 baht, I take 80 in the tank and I give 20 to whoever's pumped it. Yeah. Because I fully understand, they're even at best, they're going to be making like 500 baht a day. That's like the peak. That's the right. So he ain't making that. And I know where they live. Like, I don't mean as in I follow them home.
Those buildings.
Yeah, they live. It's the camps. They live in camps, and they live multiple people to a room. Luxury to them is really having, like, not having to look at someone when you're falling asleep. Not your girlfriend, you know what I mean? Like looking at your brother or your mate or your whatever. That's like proper luxury to them, and they do that for years. They do that not only for years, they do it through generations of families. Well, kids grow up in that and then just raise their family in exactly the same thing. And all right, those ones that grew up in that because their parents were working so hard, they might get themselves their own little bungalow within the camp. Yeah. And it's not a bungalow, it's corrugated iron roof and whatever they can make the walls out of. While we sitting here. And like this is something I understand. Like I got a problem. Why don't people pick up rubbish when they see it? I understand it's not your rubbish, but like it's on the ground where you walk, right? It's like it's the place you want to live, where everyone lives. So if even 50% of people picked up rubbish when they saw it, any fucking rubbish, the place would be spotless, because the remaining 50% would either get shunned, like, you know, proper bollockins, and all right, 10% of them would still do it anyway because they're belligerent, but who gives a shit? But the rest of them would either get in line or they'd stop doing it. And that's how things actually work. Because think about it, you know, they say that's not how things work. No, it fucking is. It fucking is. Because go places where there aren't amenities, where there aren't lots of things to help, and people are doing shit. I used to have arguments with people about, well, if you took away the police and you took away this, that and the other, who would fill the holes in the road? Well, if it was in my street, I'd fill it. And if it was in my neighbour's street and I had the ability to fill it, I'd fill that motherfucker as well. The same as, look, a teacher's always going to teach, a doctor's always going to fix things. Like, that's how people are. You're forcing someone to do something. So, if, perfect example, forcing someone to fight, I might be able to get on the big screen and fight on the biggest bare-knuckle show in the world. Yay! Like, it's like, I don't mean shit. Can I help? Like the smelly homeless person who no one wants to touch, who used to work in a restaurant here, and then her teeth fell out because during COVID she started doing ice, and now she's back again, but no one will fucking touch her. No one will help her. No one will do anything. And it's like, I've spoken to this one in particular, this one Burmese girl in particular. She, like, her story's just the most wild thing I've ever heard. Like, so she'd been there, she'd been running the place, like manager of the nicest resort here, right, on Hadron Beach, right. She run that shit, but she ain't no manager. She's just a worker, because they don't have Burmese managers. You ain't gonna be no manager. You just gonna still work. You work, but you're gonna take all the jobs. You're gonna do all the stuff.
Do a lot,
you're gonna know everything. More than everything. You're gonna know customers' names that ain't been there for 5 years. Not only that, you're gonna remember what they drink. It's wild. These girls are wild, right? Like, it's as in their mental capacity for what they're having to do, right? So she had a husband there, worked there as well, and they go back Myanmar, see the family once a year. Then she get pregnant. They give birth to the baby. They have to take the baby back to Myanmar, leave the baby with a family. Then they come back to work. So they see their baby once a year. And when we knew this, we tried giving money for flights and stuff, and they're like, it's a really appreciated, but it doesn't actually help because we can't take extra time off. We can only go when we can go. So it's like, we've got enough money to do that. It's like crazy. So anyway, fast forward a few years. They're on a trip back to Myanmar to see the family, and then they're sat around with all the family on the floor having dinner. Husband says, my head hurts. My head fucking hurts. Oh, are you alright? And then just fucking brain aneurysm.
Oh shit.
Yeah, oh shit. On the one 2 week holiday a year, fucking holiday, go back, see the family on the farms, you fucking man's pops his clogs. So now not only have you lost your partner, the father to your child, you also lost half the income for 2 families.
And now what?
Back to work is what is. No time for fucking crying, no time for shit. Back to work, say goodbye to your kid, wrap your husband up, and come back to work. So I see her like a year after this shit happens. I come back, I'm like, I don't run in and say, like, tell me, but I'm like, when we're sat talking, I say to her, how'd you do it? Like, how'd you do it? I don't understand how you do this.
This,
like, the loss, I've had a loss. I've had, you know, best friend died young. Like, what the fuck? But, like, it's different. Like, because I didn't have to go back to work the next day and smile at people, and not only just smile at people. Like, I worked in retail for a long time. That's like not a particularly fun job because customers are assholes. Well, imagine working in paradise. This is shit.
Hell,
This is shit. Like like. So I say to her, "How are you doing this?" And she gets her arm like this, and she goes, "Look." She goes, "So this is work. Work I can smile. This is my family, and there I keep the smile." And then she goes, "This is me." This is me. Right at the back. Right at the fucking back. Like, and I've never, like, I met some scary people in my life, like, and I met some beautiful people. Most of the scary ones are the most beautiful. Not kidding, like, but I ain't never met someone with strength like that. Like, I don't. And she won't take a better situation from somebody because she's loyal to the people who have trapped her. Simple as that. Like, that's it. Don't care what help you may have given. The reality is you have trapped that person and their family under your servitude to make sure that you still live in the lap of luxury. And it's, I could say, we ain't here to be rich. I ain't here to make money at all. I'm here to be at home and to try and help this place. Just try and help this place. That's it. That's all I want to do. So, like, where my shop is, I got travel agent next door. We've got bike guy next door to that. We've got massage girl next to that. We've got hostel next to that. We've got all the things around us. So all day, every day, we send people. You know, we send people coffee shops down the road. You know what I mean? Some people don't like our weed, so we're like, oh, no, go down there, mate. You'll be able to get good weed down there. If they want other, whatever.
There's enough for everyone.
Right. It's a really big pie. It's a massive pie. And here, particularly, you only need a little slice to get by.
Yeah.
As long as you don't want to be silly, and again, this island, that's the crazy thing about this island. This island affords you everything. So if you want to get silly, you can be silly. Be silly for as long as you can maintain it, because no one's going to be bothered. Nobody. All that's going to happen is eventually you're going to have less and less people to party with, and no one's going to be mad at you, and no one's going to get stupid with you, but you're going to burn yourself, and that's that. It's a mad thing about this island. Like, that's people get lost. They come here with good intentions, and it's so easy to have a really nice life with very little effort here. Like, very little effort. And once you get a bit of that, it's like empty glass everywhere. Empty glass. Like, where's my drink? Yeah. And of course, someone's going to bring you a drink. And then, like, again, it's like the way people start businesses here. They start business, and after maybe 6 months at a push or a year at a push, they'll then just leave it to other people to run. Because when you're running a business here, right, you got to be social. You got to do this, you got to do that. So then the obligations of being a business owner, suddenly change. And I guess it changes how people want to, think they have to run a business. And it's like, just because you got a business in paradise, don't mean it's any different to run a business anywhere else. It's very difficult to start a business and then let it run. No. If it's gonna run, you need to be there all day, every day, for God knows how many years. And like, won't even get into the conversation of staffing and stuff like that. And again, that comes back down to the Burmese thing and all the rest of it. The strength that I mean, it makes sense. Burmese are I think the only military to be brought into the British Army, and not just the British Army. They're brought into like the paratroopers, and they're called Gurkhas. They're like the toughest motherfuckers going, right? But then you come here, and what you see is like I don't know how I'd be if I was in a constant environment where 99% of the people around me are in a much better position, yet probably 90% of those people behave like they're having a hard time.
Because it's all in the mental capacity of a person that chooses to look himself as a victim, or as like, it's so easy to look at the things you don't have and be like, I gotta have this and I gotta have that, and if I don't have this and that, like, I'm gonna lose myself. It's all in the language that you speak to yourself. Yeah, for sure. So, and like, bro, like, your heart is amendable, and this conversation was beautiful, bro. I hope so. And I hope some of it made sense. I know I'm sure we're gonna have another one in the future, bro. I hope so, man. It was fun. Because like I started, I will end. Like, the amount of energy you put out of yourself and everything that you've been through really grew like a beautiful tree that people can look at and actually absorb some inspiration and energy from. Very much, man. Very much. And thank you so much for this. Pleasure, bro. It's an absolute pleasure.
Join the journey, stay for a while.